Aries, Aries, Aries. The baby of the zodiac, the first in the wheel of life, this headstrong baby ram that can turn into little lamb once you get to know them. How ironic is it that Mariah Carey calls her fans the lambs? She's an Aries. And she's forever 12 years old. And like I said, with Aries, they're either very sexually active or they're not. They're very picky with their partners. And she got with her record label man when she was just 20 years old, and he had the power over her. He was 21 years her senior, and there was a big power dynamic going on there. And she used to just make him loads of money. She was basically his cash cow. But Mariah wouldn't take it forever. She's an Aries and she knows what she wants. She wasn't afraid. She could do it. She's, after all, an ambitious Aries. If an Aries wants something, they are going to get it. They don't care how they get it. They can even get in trouble. And when she was doing these videos with rappers and stuff, Tommy hated it. So she kind of probably did it more. Whereas she's also got a Mars in Sagittarius, so she probably likes that bit of fun to wind him up a bit, and maybe she did, but I do know that she was scared of him as well. Aries, I know, have had experiences like this from very young. They were maybe taken advantage of at a very young age, or lost their virginity. My sister supposedly at 8, I've not spoke to her about it, it was my other sister who said this, and it's not something I want to go into. She's terrifying, my sister. As I grew up, all my friends were scared of her. It was that face. She's a Cancer rising, so she had that grumpy face, and her chart ruled was obviously the moon, and the moon's in Leo, and yeah, just not a good vibe there. My two people close, I've known so many Aries in my life, really good, but I've had good experiences with them and bad. The one sign I seem to meet a lot, because my midheaven's in Aries, okay? So I had an Aries boyfriend. You don't really call it a boyfriend though when they're back and forth and saying, oh, you're not really my girlfriend, and then you go away from them for a few months, and then they come and stalk you, move to the place you live, and then turn up at another place that you live. So once you get close to them, you can really see that they are this little baby lamb, not this ram that they try to portray. Although that is part of them, that's obviously part of them, that's who they are. Sorry, I'm trying to sit somewhere on my double chin does not look so awful. So my nan, she was born the year the war broke out, and she got pregnant at a very young age, over 15 or 16, so she had to get married because she was a Catholic. She ended up having 7 children, maybe 6. One of them died at an age we don't talk about because it's very traumatic for her, obviously. She lives with an Aries man who's gay, and he's the kindest person. Like, when I used to go and stay with them, they were so kind to me. They get me all these clothes. I play dress up there. It was perfect for me as a Leo. I absolutely loved it. But my nan is an Aries sun, an Aries moon, an Aries Mercury, and I've only just looked into that now. Absolutely crazy. And she was definitely the boss of that household. Even now in her old age, she always hated elderly people. They annoyed her. She couldn't stand them. She thinks they're racist and this and that. They're not with the times. As an Aries, I think that's fantastic. She's into music, very open-minded. I don't know if that's an Aries trait necessarily. Ian was more of a subdued Aries. He's a March Aries. They're a lot more scary, I think. I don't know him as many April Aries. Best friend from 10 to about early 20s. She did things her way. She wanted things done her way. She had the best sense of humour in the world. Absolutely hilarious. You can joke with these people. They're like really ordinary people, but not in a nasty way, like saying boring. But they're just like simple people who don't have a load of baggage attached to them. They don't have any massive complexes going on. I wouldn't say like Scorpio or maybe not Capricorn, but not like a Scorpio vibe, because they're both ruled by Mars, you've got to think. But this Aries thing is, they just know what they want. They know what they want to get, and they may have different goals from one set to the other, but they will do it in their way, and it will be done in the right way. That's why I gave Mariah Carey as an example of a celebrity who's an Aries who I think is really good, who's like sold the most records ever, best like #1 songs written, you know. Right, they can have a cruel streak though. They can have a really cruel streak where I just said they're uncomplicated and they don't want to get a rise out of you. They can actually be cruel and they will do things that will get a rise out of you, but not in a sadistic way, but not in the way that Scorpio does, where it lingers. It's like little bits of anger, little bits will come out, and that's just in their nature, that Mars energy nature, and especially if they've got more than one planet, one placement in Aries or degrees or whatever, you're either going to like the Aries energy or you're not. So we all have signs that we got on better with and not. Their head, describing how they look, they've got a very square shaped, chiseled, nice jaw, angular jaw. Very attractive, a lot of them. They've got nice piercing eyes that are either blue to green to browns I've seen, but they've all got really nice eyes that stand out, and there's almost sign of like a sad, angry look going on there. So they're opposite to Libra, their sister signs. Libra is I am. No, Aries is I am. I do. This is me. This is what I am. The physical body of the first house embodiment of being. I'm self-aware. It's about me, my ego, putting my needs first, my everything. Whereas Libra is I give, I'm diplomatic, I share, I do, and that's on like a 1-to-1. Where have you got Aries in the first house, or anything opposite to Libra. Libras I find really irritating. I have to say, as an astrologer, they are my worst sign. I just do not get on with them at all. Do not have any air placements. Don't mind Geminis and Aquarians so much. I grew up with 2 Aquarian parents. Aries can be very impatient. If they want something done and they can't get it done in the way that they want it to, they are going to be cross. They've got a way of like about them. It's just can be not bossy like in like a Leo way, but bossy in the sense of like dogmatic almost, you know. This is just a little example video of my take on Aries. I think they can be very generous, warm-hearted people to those that they love. To those that they're not so like keen on or don't know well, they're not going to majorly go out of their way to get to know that person, or especially if the moon's in Aries, that's very like sort of an angry placement more than the sun, because Aries is actually the sun's actually in domicile in Aries, which means it loves being in that placement, obviously because it gets stuff done. It it gets stuff done and it feels comfortable in this placement, and a lot of astrologers describe it like being in a house. So the sun doesn't like being in Libra, so it doesn't feel comfortable in that sign, because the sun is about yourself as a whole, your whole personality as together on one level. So like, for example, I know I'm talking about Libra, but this is just an example of some signs that like are comfortable in certain planets, and Aries is not comfortable in Venus. Yeah. So I had an ex who had his Venus and his Mars in Aries, so a conjuncture with each other, and it's like playing the chord on a piano or guitar at the same time. They're working together, and it may not be in a very good way, but these people have a pull for you. Like they're very like, they come across as very charismatic and very like, what's the word? Intriguing. Like you want to know more about this person. Like they're like interesting. You want to know about them. you want to know about them, and you just feel, my words are so bad, sorry, sometimes you just feel a pull towards that energy, and that energy together where it's like both masculine and feminine, they don't always work together well. They're two separate energies, and though that's good that they come together, sometimes they don't need to be together, they need to be apart. So Aries, as starting out first house, they might have their battle scars because they do these things, and they're not scared of much in their life. They'll literally do anything. And a lot of Aries risings will have big foreheads. Um, they they might have battle scars from things they've gone to, burn marks, anything because of their impulsiveness, and that shows in Aries. Like I'm really good at guessing signs, and it's something I've always been good at. My Aries uncle, I thought he always gets headaches and migraines a lot, and I thought, oh, he's an Aries sun, but maybe he's an Aries rising too, because it obviously doubles up that energy. I know that being like a double Leo, and it like it amplifies that, like I've just said with the Venus and the Mars, but in a different way. It amplifies the energy of your physical body. You're gonna have more luxurious hair for a Leo, or you're gonna have more problems with your head and your eyes and stuff with an Aries. So there's my little video as my take on Aries as a whole. Thank you.